In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about search engine optimization. Now, I'm going to assume that you've already read the text on our search engine optimization page. So in this video, I'm just going to be showing you where to go to edit some of those properties that we've talked about in the article. So let me log in here. Alright, so the first thing we talked about was the page title. That appears up here at the top of the browser window, and it's the most important thing on your page for search engines, but it's often ignored. And a lot of times you'll see things like this. It'll just say About Us. And as mentioned in the article, that's totally useless. So we want to change that. So the way you change that is by navigating to the page on which you want to change the title. We're on it right now, the About page, and then clicking this Meta tab. When I click that, you'll see I get several properties here actually that were mentioned. The title is one of them, so I'm going to go ahead and change that to About Us, G-Sites, Wellness, New York City. And I'll save. And you'll see when I do that, the title up here at the top has now changed. So that's how easy it is to change the title. Also mentioned in the article are the description meta tag and the keywords meta tag. So you'll find those as well in this meta area. So you can change those there too. Go ahead and close that up. Now another thing that was talked about was the image alt attribute. So that only pertains to images. All of your images have an alt attribute. So I'm going to edit the alt attribute for this image here. To do that, I'll click on the edit bar and click on the image to select it, and then go into the image library. And once that loads up, you'll see along the top here I have the properties for the selected image, and over on the right I have the alt attribute. By default, we have our alt attribute filled in with acupuncture and oriental medicine. So if you forget to add an alt attribute, you'll at least get some good keywords in there. But I'll add something better here. Let's have John Smith, licensed acupuncturist, New York. There we go. So now I've got the name, the title, and the location. So those are all really important keywords. Save that and go ahead and save. Now you won't see any difference on the page because the alt attribute is hidden, but it's been changed in the HTML, and search engines will now see that new image alt attribute. Final thing I'll show you here is headings. We talked about the H1 through H4 headings. So the H1 heading is actually used for your business name up here. So right now it says business name. I'm going to click on settings, which is where we change the business name, and point out to also that this tagline is also contained in that H1 heading. So anything that you put here in this business name section is going to be in the H1 heading of your website. Close that up. The rest of the headings, the H2 through H4, are headings that you add yourself in the content blocks of your page. So this heading here is an H2. I'll go ahead and click on the edit bar. And if I click on this heading, you'll see here in the style dropdown it's telling me that it's a heading H2. So you'll see you have access to the H2, H3, and H4 headings here. So you'll input those yourself. And you want to make sure that you use a proper heading style rather than just using something like bold to make a heading. It's better to use one of these heading styles, and that will weigh a little more in the search engine optimization. So perhaps instead of About Us here, I might say About John Smith, licensed acupuncturist. And now I'm getting some of my keywords in there in the heading.